Standard 9, Political Science, Chapter number 6, International Problems. The problems of the refugees. People who have to leave their motherland against their wishes or who are forced to go to other nations seeking refuge or for security are called as refugees. 1 mark question. Definition of refugees. This statement will be the answer. People become refugees due to torture or persecution for belonging to a particular race or religion, due to war or a disaster, etc. This disaster may be a natural disaster. In such situations, people are forced to leave their own country and seek shelter in another country. This is what is called as refuge in another country. Before the Second World War, the Jews were tortured in Germany. It was the Nazi rule and the torture was inflicted upon the Jews. Their citizenship and property was confiscated, was taken away from them. Due to this, the Jews became refugees. In 1971, the people in East Pakistan turned refugees and came to India seeking refuge due to political and religious persecution. That East Pakistan is today's Bangladesh. In the last few years, due to the warlike situation in Iraq and Syria, a lot of people are leaving Syria as refugees. We can cite many such examples of refugees. When people of any country are forced to leave their own country as refugees, they have to face many problems. The most important problem is to decide where to go, which country to go to, and will that nation give us shelter? These are the questions that the refugees face. Secondly, they have to also take along with them other members of their family, their dear and near ones. It involves a lot of physical and emotional stress. Apart from this, there are problems caused by natural elements like heat, rain, storms, as well as shortages of food, sickness, an enemy in pursuit, an enemy out for a lookout for them, etc. In this process, many people lose their lives. Once the refugees reach a safe place, they have newer challenges. They need to find work, they need to find a place to live, and other problems of a day-to-day nature. If the language and culture in the other nation are different, then adjusting to that also poses difficulties. Also, there is no assurance that the people in the new nation which gives shelter to the refugees will accept them. On the contrary, as the number of refugees increases, the strain on the economy of the host nation increases. The country which has given shelter to the refugees, the stress on the economy of that country increases. A shortage of essential goods is created because everyone is wanting the same amount of food items, same type of food items. The number of people wanting those items are increasing. There may be an increase in crime or even inflation. The locals may lose their jobs because these jobs are offered to refugees. A problem of law and order may crop up. Since the people do not like the refugees coming in, they may go against us, they may go against the government. Many such problems may emerge. Due to these problems, many nations are now not ready to give shelter to refugees and are now not ready to resettle them. This paragraph and the paragraph before this, that is the answer to the question, problems faced by refugees. It will be a short note being asked to you for 2 marks. You need to write 4 points from these paragraphs. In 1951, some provisions were made regarding the question of refugees at the international level. One such provision was that the refugees will not be forcefully sent back to their country against their wishes. Once a country gives shelter to these refugees, that country cannot force them to go back to their country of origin. Similarly, an office of the High Commissioner of the United Nations has been established to solve their problems. Any refugee facing any problem in any country, they can approach this office of the High Commissioner of the United Nations. If all nations safeguarded and fostered human rights, exploitation and violence would reduce. All people will be able to achieve their own development safely and securely. Human rights can be more effectively implemented if the environment is safeguarded and if terrorism is completely wiped out. No group of people will have to become refugees, and for this, all nations have to come together to cooperate with each other, take concrete action, and bring about actual change. Next year, we shall study how India has progressed in this direction. This brings us to the end of the chapter. If anyone has any doubts, questions, or issues, you can mark it up in the comment section below, or you can get in touch with me on WhatsApp. Till the next time we meet, goodbye. Take care.